I want you to imagine something right now. Picture waking up tomorrow morning with the kind of rock solid firmness you haven't felt in years, not the kind where you're lying there hoping it'll work while your partner waits patiently, but the kind of automatic, powerful hardness that used to just happen in your 30s without you even thinking about it. No pills, no pumps, no risky treatments, just using your own hands and a few minutes of precise stimulation to wake up your body's natural erection response. I'm Dr. Rachel Morgan, a urologist with over 15 years helping men past 60 reclaim their sexual confidence and vitality. And today I'm walking you through three specific spots on and around your manhood that can genuinely help restore those strong morning erections by dramatically improving blood flow, relaxing the right muscle groups, and boosting nerve responsiveness throughout your entire system. If you've been missing that automatic morning firmness that used to happen without even thinking about it, stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where these critical spots are located, how to stimulate them safely and effectively, and how often to practice this for real measurable results. But before we dive into the specific locations and techniques, you need to understand why this approach actually works at a biological level. Because once you grasp the science behind it, you'll realize you're not just randomly pressing on skin, hoping for something to happen. You're directly tapping into one of the most powerful and responsive systems in the entire male body. Erections aren't random mechanical events that just happen by chance. They're actually the result of an incredibly complex coordinated dance happening between your brain, your spinal cord, your network of blood vessels, your sensory nerves, and your pelvic muscles, all working together in perfect synchronization. It all begins with nerve signals. These are tiny electrical messages traveling at lightning speed from your brain or from sensory receptors directly to your erectile tissue. Those neural signals tell the smooth muscles deep inside your penis to relax completely, which allows blood to rush in forcefully and fill those spongy chambers called the corpora cavernosa. As these chambers fill with blood, the veins that normally drain blood away get compressed shut, effectively trapping that blood inside and creating the firmness you feel. Now, here's where aging fundamentally changes the game. Over time, the blood vessels throughout your pelvic region naturally start stiffening due to reduced elasticity in your arterial walls, a gradual process that's accelerated by years of accumulated wear and tear, chronic mild inflammation, or underlying conditions like elevated blood pressure. Simultaneously, your nerve conduction speed slows down significantly, meaning those critical electrical messages traveling from your brain or sensory receptors simply don't move as quickly or fire as strongly as they once did decades ago. This double problem, sluggish restricted circulation combined with weaker, slower nerve signals, is one of the primary reasons morning erections start fading and eventually disappearing after 50 or 60. Targeted pressure point stimulation works remarkably well because it sends an immediate, powerful wake-up call traveling through your entire nervous system. When you press or massage these specific strategic spots, you're directly activating dense clusters of sensory nerve endings that feed straight into reflex pathways directly linked to your erection control centers. These neural signals don't just stay local in one area, they actively travel to your pelvic nerve plexus and even up to your spinal cord sacral region, which literally houses your body's erection control center. This triggers a powerful chain reaction throughout your system. Your nervous system sends clear signals telling the smooth muscle tissue in your penis to relax completely, your arteries to widen dramatically, and blood to flow significantly more freely exactly where it needs to go. But the benefits don't stop there at all. Some of these pressure points also directly influence your pelvic floor muscles, that hammock-like network of muscles providing structural support for your penis during erections and helping control ejaculation timing. Stimulating them consistently can dramatically improve their tone and responsiveness, making it considerably easier to maintain firmness once you achieve it initially. This is exactly why pressure point work delivers a twofold benefit. It helps you initiate erections more easily in the first place and simultaneously helps you maintain them significantly longer. When you press or massage these specific spots correctly, you're essentially bypassing many of those age related slowdowns and giving your entire erection system a direct hands on boost. Think of it like resetting a sluggish computer, clearing out all the accumulated lag, refreshing the signal pathways, and letting the hardware and software work together smoothly again the way they're designed to. Done consistently and regularly, this type of targeted stimulation can genuinely retrain your erectile reflexes, improve vascular flexibility throughout your system, and even enhance overall nerve sensitivity over time. The first critical point we're targeting is what I call the base groove, and it sits right at the root of your manhood, the exact spot where your shaft meets your pubic area. To locate it accurately, run your fingers slowly along the underside of your shaft, moving toward your body. You'll notice a slight groove or natural indentation there, almost like a built-in hinge where your erectile tissue blends into the deeper structures anchored firmly in your pelvis. This specific area might feel subtly different from the rest of your shaft, perhaps slightly firmer or more textured to the touch, and that's because it's genuinely a crucial meeting point of critically important anatomical structures. Why does this particular spot matter so tremendously? Beneath your skin at this location lies an incredibly dense network of sensory nerve endings, including multiple branches of your dorsal penile nerve, along with key blood vessel junctions that feed directly into your erectile chambers. Think of this spot as a central control hub where signals from your nervous system and your circulatory system actively converge and communicate. By stimulating this area deliberately, you're essentially lighting up both your nerve pathways and your vascular system simultaneously, encouraging significantly better communication between your brain, your spinal cord, and your manhood. When you apply gentle but deliberate circular motions to this base groove, you're sending two critically important messages to your entire body. First, you're telling your blood vessels, open up wide and let significantly more blood flow through, which dramatically boosts circulation. Second, you're telling your nerve fibers, wake up completely and get ready to transmit signals far more efficiently. This powerful combination primes your erectile tissue to respond much more quickly when arousal signals arrive, whether that's first thing in the morning or later throughout your day. Here's exactly how to perform this technique correctly. Position your thumb directly over the base groove while your other fingers cradle the back of your shaft, providing stable support. Start with moderate, steady pressure, enough to clearly feel the tissue beneath your thumb, but never pushing to the point of pain or discomfort. Make small, slow circles, letting the warmth of your touch gently spread through the area naturally. As you work this spot, you can gradually increase the firmness of your pressure, especially if you feel the tissue beginning to soften and relax under your touch. You might notice pleasant warmth developing, subtle tingling sensations, or even a growing sense of fullness starting to build. Those physical sensations are your body's direct way of telling you that blood flow is actively increasing and your erectile tissue is becoming more responsive. If you don't feel much initially, don't worry at all. Consistency is absolutely key here. Over time, with daily practice, you'll heighten sensitivity dramatically in this area and make the results far more noticeable. For optimal results, work on this base groove daily in the morning, ideally before you even get out of bed when your body is naturally relaxed and receptive. A warm morning shower is another perfect time, as the heat will already have softened your tissues and improved blood flow throughout your system. Over several weeks, this simple but precise technique can genuinely retrain your erectile reflexes, helping restore those strong, dependable morning erections you thought you'd permanently lost. The second critical point we're focusing on isn't actually on your shaft itself, but in a slightly hidden and often completely neglected area called the perineum. This is that soft, slightly springy patch of tissue located between your scrotum and your anus. Many men overlook this area entirely, but in terms of erection strength and control, it's an absolute powerhouse that cannot be ignored. Why is it so powerful? Because it sits directly above your bulbospongiosus muscle, a key player in maintaining firmness once you're aroused. This bulbospongiosus muscle is one of the main muscles in your entire pelvic floor, directly responsible for trapping blood inside your penis during an erection. Think of it as a natural biological clamp that prevents blood from escaping too quickly. Over time, especially with advancing age, this muscle can significantly weaken if it's not actively engaged regularly, making it progressively harder to maintain strong, lasting erections. By applying targeted pressure and massage to this perineal spot, you can reflexively activate this muscle, essentially giving it an effective workout without even doing a full set of Kegel exercises. To locate it accurately, either sit comfortably in a chair or lie back with your knees slightly apart. Using two fingers, your index and middle finger typically work best. Press gently but firmly into the center of your perineum. You're not pushing hard enough to cause any discomfort, but applying enough pressure to feel the underlying muscle respond to your touch. Move your fingers in slow, deliberate circles, staying centered in that optimal sweet spot. As you massage this area, you may notice subtle sensations gradually building, perhaps gentle warmth radiating toward your penis, or a faint pulsing sensation as blood flow improves throughout your pelvic region. That's your pelvic muscles waking up and your circulation actively responding to the stimulation. Spend 2 to 3 full minutes here, keeping your touch steady and controlled throughout. For an added powerful boost, pair this massage with light pelvic floor exercises like Kegels either immediately before or after the massage session. This combination doesn't just help in the immediate moment, it trains your muscle to contract significantly more powerfully during arousal, making your erections feel noticeably fuller and far more dependable over time. The perineum may be out of sight for most men, but when it comes to restoring morning vitality and sexual function, it should absolutely never be out of mind. The third and final critical point is located at one of the most sensitive regions of the entire male anatomy, right beneath the head of your penis. This is known as the glans. And more specifically, we're targeting that ring-like ridge where the glans meets your shaft, called the corona. This specific area is packed with an incredibly dense concentration of sensory nerve endings. These nerves serve as your body's main messengers for sending arousal signals directly to your spinal cord's erection center. When this spot is stimulated with the right precise balance of pressure and rhythm, it can dramatically heighten nerve responsiveness, making it considerably easier to transition from mild arousal to a full, firm erection. It's almost like systematically tuning up your body's arousal circuitry, so it responds far more efficiently when the moment comes. This point works optimally when the stimulation is carefully controlled. Too much intensity here can overwhelm your nerves and actually have the opposite undesired effect. To work this area properly, gently take hold of your manhood with your thumb and forefinger, positioning them on either side of the corona ridge. Lightly pinch that ridge and hold steady for about 5 seconds. Then slowly release. Repeat this hold and release action for roughly 1 full minute, making absolutely sure to keep the pressure firm but comfortable throughout. After that minute, switch to slow circular motions around the entire circumference of the corona, letting your fingers glide just enough to stimulate those nerve endings without causing any friction irritation. This second minute of circular work helps wake up those sensory pathways even more effectively, encouraging faster signal transmission between your penis and your brain. Over time, with consistent stimulation of this glans ring in this moderate rhythmic way, you can experience stronger, more frequent morning erections. You may also notice genuine improvement in overall sensitivity during intimate moments, making arousal feel more natural and spontaneous the way it used to. Remember clearly, this isn't about overwhelming your nerves with excessive stimulation. It's about gently reconditioning them to respond the way they did in your younger years. Think of it as a daily reminder to your body of how optimal blood flow and nerve coordination are supposed to feel. The very best results happen when you treat these 3 points not as isolated random tricks, but as interconnected parts of a single intentional routine. Here's the exact sequence I recommend to my patients for maximum benefit. Begin with the base groove for about 90 seconds, making those small, steady circular motions until you feel the area warming and becoming responsive. Then shift to the perineal spot for 2 full minutes, pressing and massaging in slow, deliberate circles to activate your pelvic floor and encourage deeper circulation throughout. Finally, finish with the glands ring for another 2 minutes, using that hold and release technique followed by gentle circular strokes to reawaken nerve sensitivity. Done back to back in this sequence, this routine stimulates blood flow, engages muscle support, and sharpens nerve communication, all the key elements needed for firmer, more reliable morning erections. Now I want to set realistic expectations here. This isn't some magic button that miraculously transforms everything overnight. Your body genuinely needs time to adapt, to retrain those blood vessels, muscles, and nerves to work together harmoniously again. However, many of my patients start noticing subtle but genuinely encouraging changes within just 2 to 4 weeks. Improved warmth and fullness in the mornings, erections that last noticeably longer, and a general feeling of increased vitality throughout their entire pelvic area. For truly lasting improvements, pair this daily pressure point routine with healthy, supportive lifestyle habits. Staying well hydrated throughout your day keeps your blood volume and circulation at their best. Keeping your pelvic floor strong with exercises like Kegels adds to the firmness you'll notice from this technique. And don't underestimate the power of proper nutrition. When you make these steps part of your daily rhythm, the benefits tend to multiply dramatically. The points become more responsive, circulation improves, and your body begins to remember how to perform the way it once did. It's about creating an optimal environment where strong natural erections can happen more easily and doing it in a way that's completely safe, drug-free, and entirely within your control. Gentlemen, you absolutely don't have to accept weaker or disappearing morning erections as some normal, inevitable part of aging. Your body still has the ability to respond powerfully. It just needs the right stimulation and support. By pressing these 3 points daily, you can retrain your nerves, restore circulation, and bring back that morning confidence without drugs or risky procedures. So here's exactly what I want you to do starting tomorrow morning. Set aside just 5 to 6 minutes, ideally before you even get out of bed. Follow this exact sequence: 90 seconds on the base groove, 2 minutes on the perineum, 2 minutes on the corona. Do this consistently every single morning for the next 30 days and pay close attention to what changes. Then come back here and share your experience in the comments below. Your story could genuinely help another man who's silently struggling with the same concerns. If you found real value in this information, hit that like button right now so more men can discover it. Don't keep this knowledge to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.